Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Blonde Fox, and today we're going to continue playing some more Genshin Impact. In the last episode, we did our dailies, we got a couple of things out of the way, and then we started the Raiden Shogun's character story quest, at least the first part of it, because there's two parts to it. We started the first part, and so there was some stuff going on with the thunderstorm approaching, and the townspeople were getting worried because of the fact that they haven't seen the Raiden Shogun. She's been resting, in quotes, for a while now, and they're worried about her. So we went to the plane of Euthymia and asked A to come out for a walk and go see the town and everything, and because she hasn't left the plane in a while, so she said, yeah, she'll go for a walk with us. So we're gonna go take her, take her through the town, kind of show her around, be her tour guide as we put in, which she didn't know what a tour guide was. Poor thing has been in there for, probably a couple hundred years now. But yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. So yeah, remember to like the video if you like it and subscribe if you want to see more. But without further ado, let's go party. Okay. So she should be down here. Is she gonna meet us down there? Or I'm very curious. I'm a little confused on how her whole situation works. Because I know it's her consciousness is in there and that she uses the puppet to basically enact her will. But does that mean she puts her consciousness into the puppet to control it? Does she have a whole separate body? Is she able to project herself? Like, how does her whole situation work? And is she said that she's not actually trapped in there because it's not like an imprisonment type thing. So I'm not sure I fully understand, like, exactly what she is, I guess you could say. It really confused me the first time I played through this, and then I had to actually look it up, like, on the Genshin wiki and stuff, because I was like, I had no idea what she was saying half the time, because I was very confused on, like, what the difference between the puppet and the real one was, and I'm still partially confused. But it is what it is.
Oh, is this the marketplace? It's a far cry from how I remember it. Huh, the stores have changed. And so have the vendors. Well, that's to be expected. It's the Shogun! What is the almighty Shogun doing here?
Isn't the Shogun sick? This is quite sudden.
I appear to have frightened the people.
Well, what did you expect? The almighty Shogun makes an impromptu appearance in town? People are gonna freak out a bit.
It seems like a bit of an overreaction.
Patrolling the streets is the Tenryou Commission's job. The Shogun has a lot of information to process and orders to give out. She doesn't have time to deal with it herself. Additionally, the Shogun has no need of recreation. There would be no need for her to come here just to pass the time or to relax.
So, what do we do now? Should we go away for a while and make a more low-profile return later?
Why? It's not like I'm here to cause trouble. Let's just relax.
It was more the ordinary people that Paimon was worried about. Never mind. This definitely seems like your style, eh?
People still use Mora in commercial transactions, I assume.
Yep, same as ever. Just as shiny and just as hypnotic. Wait a second. Hey, are you saying you don't have any Mora either?
Of course I don't. There is no need for commerce in the plane of Euthymia. If I ever need something, I can simply have one of the commissions bring it to me. Wait, what do you mean, either? Anyway, people seem to be behaving in a very orderly fashion. I don't see the liveliness you spoke of anywhere.
People aren't exactly gonna let their hair down in front of the almighty Shogun.
What is this stall selling? I don't believe I've ever seen this before.
Shogun, excuse me.
It's all right. Relax. I'm just here to look around. I'm having a change of pace today. Could you tell me about the items you're selling?
Of course. I've got all kinds of snacks here. Takoyaki, dango, and milk, and so on.
Huh? Milk? Sounds kind of like the odd one out.
It might sound odd, but it is in fact my specialty. You see, many of the stores in town are already very well established. I couldn't compete with them no matter what I sell. So my idea was to create some new combinations to give customers a novel experience. For example, my latest concoction is this dango milk. When the dango are worked into a viscous form, they mix very nicely with the milk. The focus is not just the taste, but also the unique texture.
Oh, dango with milk. I've never heard of it. What made you want to do this?
I'm sorry, Shogun. I've got no bone to pick with eternity.
I said relax. There's no need to go treading on eggshells. Do you really think the eternity I pursue is something that can be shaken by dango and milk?
Why do I feel like she's different than I expected? Actually, it came to me by chance. A friend was catering once and made too many dango, so they gave some to me. But there were more than I had use for. My milk wasn't selling well at that time either. And both dango and milk have a short shelf life. So I thought I'd try mixing the two as I had nothing to lose. To my surprise, in the right proportion, it tasted superb.
A chance combination. Interesting. May I try this drink?
The almighty Shogun wants to try? Well, certainly. And you two should try it too.
Nice. It's sweet. The sensation is not so different from eating a dessert. A unique beverage indeed.
Yeah, it's definitely a drink, but it also feels like eating food.
It's a little bit like porridge? But the resemblance is only superficial. Anyway, I like it.
I'm very glad you approve.
I imagine that an item as delicious as this dango milk must sell exceptionally well, no?
Well, I won't lie to you. Sales are very average.
Huh? So it's selling slowly? Why is that?
Because most people aren't willing to give it a try. They think it's an unusual combination, even though everyone who's tried it before rates it highly. I'm not saying the almighty Shogun has unusual tastes. Please, don't take it the wrong way.
Ah, I see. Well, that can be fixed. I'll just have the Yashiro Commission order a few hundred cups and go door-to-door delivering them.
No, almighty Shogun. That's too much.
Is it? I just want them to try it. It would be a shame for them to miss out on dango milk.
So you like sweet things.
Of course. I've heard that most humans like desserts, so it's not unusual that I should enjoy them too. miHo agrees with me on this. There's nothing like dessert for improving one's mood. Much more enjoyable than meditating alone all the time. By the way, miHo mentioned that she founded something called the Yai Publishing House to sell some sort of light novels. She's always bragging to me about it, but it's difficult for me to really imagine without seeing the place for myself. Can you take me there?
Sure, let's go and have a look.
That poor guy, she scared him half to death. You know, I was thinking about it as we were walking, and I kind of like how the fact that each of the Archons has like a completely different way of interacting with the people that they basically, you know, govern over in a sense. So you got like Venti, who he has almost no interaction with his people. He watches them from afar, you know, kind of let them make their own decisions, which, you know, gets with the freedom thing. You have Zhongli, who only interacted with his people once a year to give them kind of direction if need be. And then you have Raiden Shogun, who interacts with her people. She basically rules the place completely. And then we haven't got to Sumuru yet, so we haven't got to see much with Nahida, and I don't know much about hers, because like I said, I haven't done the main story yet for mine either on my own account, so I don't know much about that one. But I like the fact that they're going with each Archon completely rules their land, or their people, or governs them, or the people that are supposed to worship them or whatever, like they control them or whatever, and all in different ways and everything. And I really like that. I think that's a good like storytelling point to really make each character feel like they have their own personality and everything. Each Archon, good attention to detail. You know what I mean?
Shogun! Almighty Shogun! What brings you to the Yai Publishing House? Do you have instructions for us?
No, Not at all. Don't be so nervous. I'm just here to look around.
Apologies. I still don't quite understand. Are you here to look into the management? Or publishing regulations? Or fire safety measures?
She just wants to browse your books.
The almighty Shogun wishes to read light novels?
Yes. Any recommendations?
The Yai publishing house's novels are mostly targeted at the general public, and the content is all kinds of strange. I'm not sure we have anything quite to the almighty Shogun's taste.
I'm just here to try something new. There's no fun in reading the same kind of thing over and over again. Relax. It's just words on a page, isn't it? What could I misunderstand, really?
In principle, you're absolutely right. It's just...
It'll be fine. If there's anything the Shogun doesn't understand, we'll explain it to her.
Yeah, the almighty Shogun just wants to have a look.
Well... Okay then. Please proceed to the bookshelf over there. It has all the latest bestsellers. There are some winning entries from the This Novel is Amazing competition. I've just finished compiling them into a saleable form. Don't take them too seriously. It's all just a bit of fun.
Okay. Let's go then. Huh. How can this be? Did I underestimate the caliber of this material? I know every individual word in these books' titles, so why is it that they make no sense to me in these particular combinations? Take this one, for example. The good thing about being reincarnated as a hilichurl is that I only need to eat sunsetias to become stronger. It's so long. Is it true that hilichurls grow stronger from eating sunsetias? Well, surely it should be some sort of meat, at least.
It's just a narrative device.
Narrative device.
It's whatever the author wants it to be.
So it's made up? What's the point of that? Without being grounded in reality, how can the story be believable? Also, I'm fairly certain that hilichurls can't write stories. So, does this author claim to be documenting hilichurl life from an outside perspective, perhaps?
Paimon's starting to understand Kuroda's reservations right about now.
Yeah, fads have no place in eternity.
How about we choose for you? We can pick out some novels that are easier to understand and give you the scoop.
All right, then. I believe myself to be relatively well-read, but with stories like these, I don't even know where to start. I have high hopes, though. This seems like miHo's style, so I'm sure the stories are very entertaining.
All right, leave it to us. We'll be back in a jiffy. This could be a pretty tough job.
Oh gosh,
see what we're
I know
up
what she means though. Some of the anime that, like, one of my favorite anime that I watched a long time ago, I think it was called, Problem Children Are Coming from Another World, aren't they?
You know what?
Or you got that one, that
Neither
time I got
do
reincarnated as a slime, or, you got some,
forgot.
you got some pretty long names. Do we need to, okay, no, it's just ones over here. I didn't know we had to look at both bins. Okay. Read a leeway martial arts story, read a daily romance story, or read a reincarnation adventure story. Are we just going to take all three? Shogun Almighty, reborn as Raiden with unlimited power. In this book, the protagonist is struck by lightning beneath the thunder Sakura and wakes up to discover that he has become the Raiden Shogun. Prior to this event, the protagonist is nobody, he gets bullied by everyone, but after becoming the Raiden Shogun, he acquires unlimited power. Is that a Star Wars reference? The appeal of this one probably lies in the euphoria of going from powerlessness to omnipotence and in the protagonist's inner journey to finally breaking free from their low self-esteem. But it's hard to see how the story would develop after the protagonist literally becomes the Raiden
With
Shogun.
a premise like this, it's no wonder Kuroda was nervous about letting A look around.
It's basically a story about someone becoming her. Yeah, that is a little weird.
Paimon thinks it might be best not to bring this one up with A. We might get the author in trouble.
Well, it doesn't paint the Shogun in a bad light.
Well, if someone turned into Paimon and did a bunch of stuff this Paimon would never do, Paimon would feel really uncomfortable.
I gotta say, I agree with Paimon on this one. It is a little weird. What about daily life romance story? The chaotic epic that is the tale of my youthful love life. This book is about the love stories between a very mediocre man and 7 beautiful women. Oh gosh. So it's a harem story. Okay. It's a chronological account of the protagonist's daily life featuring many amusing anecdotes. The writing is solid, the prose is elegant, and the author brilliantly brings out the unique charm of each character in the story. But the story stops at a crucial moment when the main character's childhood sweetheart is just about to confess their love to him.
The suspense is killing Paimon! Paimon only skimmed through, but Paimon can tell this girl has loved the main character with all her heart since childhood.
I hope the writer gives her a happy ending.
Right! Yeah, it's just a novel. But please let the author have a heart, please! The plot is really gripping. But would A really understand this kind of mortal romance?
That's a very good point. I don't know if she'd understand it. And what about the Liyue martial arts story? Life made me a fighter when I just went to be a writer. The book is a martial arts story set in Liyue, focusing on fighting between different gangs. The protagonist aspires only to become a humble novelist, but gets caught up in the world of gang strife because of an unparalleled martial arts ability. The selling point of the story is that the protagonist never joins any faction, but is constantly assumed to be the reclusive master of one faction or another. Oh, that's funny. Martial arts pros who see the protagonist as their enemy are always making a scene. The protagonist is stuck in the middle of all this, all the while clinging tight to the dream of becoming a novelist.
What a strange person. Why would someone want to be a novelist that badly? Someone like that could easily become the top martial arts pro in the world.
Yeah, the protagonist has an admirable will.
You do have a point. And a character so determined to follow their ambition is likely to appeal to A, right?
Yeah, it sounds most like her.
That's all of them. Let's try to explain them to A.
Where'd she go?
Everything is going smoothly.
Oh, there you are. I lost you.
The looks on your faces tell me you found some good stories.
Let's go with the martial arts story.
Goodness. Are people in Liyue really so complex these days? Even though the protagonist refuses to acknowledge his innate talents, he has a rare dedication to justice. Where is he now? Does he have plans to visit Inazuma? If so, I will instruct one of the commissioners to bring him to me on his arrival. I would very much like to spar with him.
He's a fictional character. He doesn't exist. What about the antagonist, though? Don't you have any thoughts about their part in the story?
The antagonists? You mean all the people who behaved foolishly? What can I say? They're bad people, and they all got what they deserved. End of story.
A doesn't seem interested in the supporting characters at all. So what do you think of Yae Publishing House's light novels, eh? Do you like the stories we picked?
What I take from these stories is not so much the content itself, but what they represent in terms of the effects of time upon Inazuma. Back when I decided to isolate myself in the plain of Euthymia, there was no Yae Publishing House, and certainly no stories of this kind. In accordance with my wishes, the Shogun did her best to create an eternal nation. A nation that, in theory, should remain entirely unchanged over time. But the fact is that both the food and the stories have changed with time.
It's human nature to seek change.
I disagree with your point of view. That's what I would say if we were still in the plane of Euthymia. But the truth is right here in front of my eyes, and I can't deny it.
And that's exactly why we brought you out, to take a look around and get some fresh ideas. Sure, it's not the same as you remember, but one way or another, people are loving life in the present. That's gotta be a good thing, right?
Yes, you're right. I'm wary of any and all change, but I do not wish for my pursuit of eternity to stop human lives from changing for the better. Thank you for inviting me out. This trip has been quite eye-opening for me.
We're just out here to have some fun.
This may be an everyday occurrence for you, but for me, this trip has been quite an occasion. I've seen a lot, and it's made me think a lot. I really can't praise it highly enough. I hope I will remember it for a long time to come.
Well, why don't we take a photo?
Ooh, great idea! A's had a wonderful time, and a photo is the best way to remember it.
Take a photo? Once again, I'm faced with a combination of words that makes absolutely no sense to me.
It's okay. Come with us. We'll find a scenic spot and show you what we mean.
She's probably gonna get really freaked out over having a picture taken. How she's probably not gonna understand why there's like another version of her. That tends to be like a common trope in a lot of these type of things, right?
So, what are we supposed to be doing?
We're taking a photo of you. Just leave the hard work to us. All you need to do is stand over there and strike a pose. Basically, a photo makes a visual record of you at this very moment in time, so it makes a great souvenir.
Okay, so what exactly is striking a pose?
The photo is a visual representation.
Ah, I see. So in other words, I need to do some sort of visually agreeable action in front of you, right? The more I think about it, the more embarrassing it seems. How should I pose? Help me out here. It should look good, but not too over the top. This isn't coming naturally to me at all.
Try relaxed and casual.
Casual. How about this? This feels quite natural.
Then that works.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's pick a good angle to record this moment from.
Okie dokie, so where's a good spot to take the picture out from here? Camera's been just a correct angle. Take picture. There we go. Here you go. One picture.
It's a wrap! Take a look! Here's the photo we took of you.
Wow. This is astonishing. Is it some kind of magic? It seems to be another copy of me. But she doesn't seem to be able to move or talk.
It's just a record.
I thought it would turn out poorly because I felt rather rigid. But it actually looks more natural than I imagined. The pose is exactly the same, and so is the scenery in the background. I can't imagine how it's achieved.
That's what makes it so special.
Hang on. I'm still struggling to understand this. I need you to explain it again. So, the one in this photo, are you sure it isn't me? If it's not me, then why does she look exactly like me? And if she is me, then who am I?
Okay, that's way above Paimon's head. Over to you, Traveler.
Uh-oh, I think we broke the Shogun. It's a little bit like you and the Shogun.
Hey, that's right! Do you think the Shogun counts as you?
Of course I do. It was never my intention to place control of Inazuma into anybody else's hands.
So then, who does that make you, here and now?
Well, I'm still me. There is no doubt about that.
So your existence isn't singular.
My existence? I think I understand. I am me. There is only one of me. But I can exist in many different forms. It's not important what form I exist in. The Shogun, for example, is one of my forms of existence. The question of whether or not she is me is not determined by any of her components.
In that case, this picture is one of your forms of existence too.
So even I, who seeks eternity, am constantly changing my form of existence. Then, how can I ask Inazuma and everyone who lives here to remain unchanging?
Well, human beings will always be human.
Everything I have encountered on this journey with you has been from beyond my existing sphere of knowledge. You've seen a lot of my ignorant side today. Maybe you can't tell, but all this has challenged my understanding of things. Based on what I have seen today, I am forced to accept that Inazuma is a completely different place from the one I remember. But it would be incorrect to conclude from this that the Inazuma of today is no longer Inazuma.
That's right.
Both the Vision Hunt Decree and the statue of the omnipresent god were conceived as a means of bringing about eternity. But if I were really getting closer to eternity, none of this ever would have happened. Perhaps... Perhaps I've been holding on to everything too tightly.
Sounds to Paimon like Ace figured things out. And that means that we've done a really great job as her guides.
Master Kamaji! Master Kamaji!
Why is it getting so noisy down there? Oh, that sounded like Ippei. What could be the matter?
Ippei? Is that someone from the Tenryou Commission?
Yep, let's find out what's going on.
Okay, on that note, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. In the next part, we'll go see what's wrong with Ippei and see what's happening. And yeah, I really love, this is one of my favorite character story quests. I love the ones with the Archons because really seeing things from their perspective and them trying to understand humans more, try to understand their human side, or it's really interesting in the concept around and everything. I really enjoy it. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, remember to like it. Comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. I look forward to hearing from you guys. And remember to subscribe if you want to see more from me in the future. Until next time, see ya!